another video in which we are going to be taking a look at the second edition of the Spacious Tarot. So the Spacious Tarot, the second edition of, comes in a lovely cardboard box. As you can see, it's done by Malin and Rugyet. I think I've said that correctly. This is a 78 card deck. It opens up a beautiful blue box there, and you can see that lovely star space, and it says this space is for you, which is precisely what this deck is about, because this deck puts you in the main role of the figures or characters, if you will. So here are the cards, which are beautiful and blue, and there's a lovely ribbon there that you can lift the cards up with, and the background again matches there. It's just lovely. So here is the guidebook. It is 137 pages long. Inside the guidebook you have the contents, a little note from the creator, some information about the tarot, information on how to bond with the tarot and the components of your deck, how to understand the major arcana, and then how to understand the minor arcana, and it explains about numbered cards. You've got a lovely section on that, and the court cards. So it gives you plenty of information, including some spreads and how to read reversals before it moves on to the meanings for the major arcana, which you get a little double page spread of, okay, for each one. And I do like that it says majors here, so you've got like tabs at the side. So after the majors you have the minors, and they're split into suits, and again the tabs at the side help you to see which suits which. You get a page for each card. It's lovely. And then finally you have some acknowledgements. So it's a really nice little guidebook, ideal for this deck. So here is the deck. They are not edged. It is a lovely blue, so it's easily reversible. And we will have a look through the cards now. So we have the Fool. Now, as you can see, and I did say before, these cards have no character in them because you need to place yourself into the card, so you become the Fool. And I do like that this is slightly different to most tarot cards. Some of the cards are quite pippish because obviously you need to place yourself as a magician, so you would be having these tools. So you're in the card and you really need to imagine that. So the High Priestess. So it places you on the beach with the shell, and you can see the cosmos there and the moon. And the Empress, again, you're the Empress, so you'd be in that field with the flowers, with the bird. So you need to understand that these main characters have gone, and the Emperor in the poppy field. I'm not sure if this card sits quite right with me, but it's still beautiful. And the Hierophant, and that's like Stonehenge, isn't it? And this kind of knowledge and power of the Hierophant and the tradition. And Stonehenge is a very, well, I don't even know if it's Stonehenge, it's a stone circle. Stone circles are very, very traditional, and that's exactly the point of the Hierophant. And then we have the Lovers, which is this like intertwining chemicals, if you will, which is precisely what love's about. And the Chariot, well, it places you on that journey. Then we have Strength, which is a cactus plant. And the Hermit, again, the Hermit's not there. The Lantern's there. It's your lantern. You are the Hermit. I love this card, the Wheel of Fortune. It's just so pretty. And Justice, well, that's interesting. You've got the black and the white there, and this kind of vortex going into it. It's just beautiful. And the Hanged One, well, the point of view from the Hanged One would be looking upside down, wouldn't it? But in this case, the point of view is from a completely different angle, from the moon. And then we have Death, where you can see your hands are skeletal and they're reaching out for this rose. And this rose, it's just a simple rose, but it's very, very beautiful. And then we have Temperance, that balance of water and fire, the heat and the ice, and the Devil. This is a really interesting devil card because it's not, you know, it doesn't depict a devil. It depicts this forest scene. Maybe you are the devil and you are in that forest. You are in there. And then the Tower, we do have the crumbling rocks there. And the Star. And it's looking up into the sky. Have you ever done that thing where you go camping and you lay back and you look up into the stars? It's a beautiful thing to do, but you are the star, you are the hope. And then the Moon, again looking up to the moon. And the Sun. This is one of the most beautiful sun cards I've ever seen in tarot cards. And then we have Judgment. Now I love this. I like this, like a path, and it's an icy path, and it's all blues and white, but then you go through that door and it's suddenly colour, and it's the ability to see, you know, this ability to acknowledge. And then we have the World, which we have the sign of Leo there, and other astrological signs for the stars. It's a bit of astronomy there for you as well. It's just beautiful. Moving on to the minor arcana, we have the Ace of Wands. These get very, very pippish now. And the Two of Wands. The colours are beautiful though. And the Three of Wands. So whilst the major arcana puts you in the role, the minor arcana is very pip. Six of Wands there. And the 7, I like that these are like daisies, if you will. And the 8, we still have the Speed there. And the 9. Goodness me, it's pouring it down outside, if you can hear that. And the 10. And then we have, rather than the Page, we have the Child of Wands, and this little lizard. So obviously, again, you are in the roles in the court card, so you are holding that wand. And the Explorer of Wands, slightly bigger there. And the Explorer obviously would be the Knight, sorry. Then we have the Guardian, who'd be classed as the Queen. And the Elder, who'd be classed as a King. I love this one because of the fireworks. It's just brilliant. So the Ace of Cups. How pretty is that? It's a mountainscape that you can see through the cup. That's beautiful. And the Two of Cups. Again, so pretty. Those lily pads. And the cups on the lily pads. And then the 3. I like this one because it's like you're at a waterfall, but the cups are kind of part of it. And then the 4 of Cups, which is interesting because the cups are safe. You know, they're on that ledge. They're not getting washed away. And the 5, well, that's so correct for the 5 of Cups because everything seems to be smashed and empty, but it's actually not. Everything looks grim and everything looks dark and the weather's torrential and it all feels bad, but it's actually not. It's about your perspective. So then we have the 6 of Cups, which is just spectacular. I love it. And the 7, well, there's lots going on there. I love it. It's not quite the normal 7 of Cups, but still very nice. And the 8, those cups that you have walked away from, literally you are in the card. 9, how beautiful is that with the daisy? Sorry, not the daisy, the dandelion. It's just beautiful. And this one, again, 10 of Cups, another favourite Cups card for me. So we have the Child, the little duck, and the Explorer, which would be the Knight, which is a fish, and the Guardian, which would be your Queen, and the Elder, which would be your King. Moving on to the Ace of Swords. It actually reminds me of like a mast of a ship. And then we have the 2 of Swords stuck into the ice there. Interesting. And the 3 of Swords. Now I like that if you look carefully, it looks like there's blood at the bottom of these swords and it's literally cracked the ice. And then we have the 4 of Swords leaning against that bench. Again, you can see there's no figures in these cards other than some animals. So we've got 5 of Swords and the 6 and the 7. And if you look at the shadows, they're just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And the 8, well, that one sword on its own there. This one here. Is it trapped? No. And then I said the 8 and I've no idea where the 9's got to. Oh, here it is, sorry. The 9. I was going to say, we shot onto the 10 a bit quick there. The 9 of Swords. The little mouse. And the 10. And then we have the Child. And the Explorer. And the Guardian. And the Elder. So here we go with the Ace of Pentacles. I love this. Just beautiful. And the 2, again, so pretty. Simple images, but they mean a lot. And that 3, I love the roots of these trees that you can see under the earth and you can see them rooting. And the 4 with the acorns. And the 5, now you can see, like I said, animal figures appear in these cards, but no human figures. Then we have the 6 and the 7, very appropriate for the time being, isn't it? Like a pumpkin. Happy Halloween, folks. And again, my cards have come out of order. I suspect my daughter may have been in this deck. We have the 8, and I love this. And the 9. that perfect topiary, that perfection, and the 10. And how beautiful is that? Like all the pentacles there are actually like signs on the tree, you know, like part of the bark. Then we have the Child of Pentacles, which is just delightful, and the Explorer, and the Guardian, and the Elder. How cute is he? So that is the Spacious Tarot, and the reason why it's called the Spacious Tarot is because it literally puts you in the space. Like I mentioned before about the Fool, you are in that space, and this deck is just delightful to work with. It's very, very reflective. If you're wanting to like do some shadow work, or you're wanting to do some self-reflection, then this here is the deck for you. I managed to get this in the UK through the Little Red Tarot. It is an indie deck, so it's not like mass market, and it does sell out quite quickly. This is a second edition. I'm sure that they're going to make more copies of this. The guidebook is also really quite useful. There's loads of information in it. It's a really, really good deck. If you've got the Spacious Tarot and you'd like to share with me what you think of it, or if you haven't and you've enjoyed watching this video and you'd like to share your thoughts upon this deck, then that would be wonderful. I very much look forward to reading and listening to your comments upon this deck. I hope you've enjoyed the video and you found it informative. I would like to thank you for watching, and take care.